Happy 70th birthday, Pastor Wes. We want to just thank and honour you as our spiritual father for your life, your ministry, and your investment and commitment to our family.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be where we are today without you. You're an example of what lifelong covenant relationship really is. And I've seen your father's heart and your faithfulness to me personally throughout my whole life. You're the one who dedicated me to the Lord as a baby. You've invested in me as a father would a daughter. You've taught me how to grow in my faith. You've taught us both how to preach. You've encouraged us in our careers. We had the privilege of you preaching at our wedding service, and we've since had you dedicate our children to the Lord.
You invested so much into me to grow my faith and develop me as both a disciple and as a leader. You're such a wonderful model to me of how to be both a natural and spiritual father. We thank God for your life, and it's such a privilege being part of your ministry, and we know the best is yet to come.
In a very short time, I've lost both my parents, my dad and my mom. Pastor Wes meant a lot to me in this time. I could have shared my emotions with him. He really taught me how to stay close to the Lord and not to the world, but yes, live in the Spirit and stick to the Word. And all the questions I had, I could ask Pastor Wes, and Pastor Wes would always tell me where to go and what to do. Thank you very much, Pastor Wes.
Hello, Pastor Wes. Happy birthday. I remember the first time I heard you preach. You left a great impact on my life. And over the last 34 years, Pastor Wes, you've been through many spring, summer, autumn and winter. And as that song said, may your anchor holds, and yours have certainly held. Thank you, Pastor Wes, for the part you play in my family and to countless people all over the world. We bless you as God blesses you.
I've always thought of your family as my family, and I just want to say happy birthday, and it's a great opportunity to celebrate this day with you. God bless you.
We love you, Pastor Wes, and we wish you the very best 70th birthday. I've known you for over 18 years since coming to the church, and over those years I've received so much friendship, support and spiritual growth from you personally, but also as a family. As well as being an inspirational pastor to us, since being on the trustee board, I can see how your focus for our church is God-centered. But I also see God's calling in your life to pioneer amazing visions which are impacting our nation and the world. We are truly blessed to know you as our senior pastor, as our spiritual father, our role model and our friend.
Yeah, we share so many memories with you in good times and in hard times, and we're grateful for all of them. You prayed with us when we got saved, you dedicated all our children, and you married us as well 15 years ago. And we lost our baby girl 5 years ago. It was so hard, but immediately you got alongside us, even though you were busy, and you comforted us and you counselled us and you spent time with us, and we know that we couldn't have got through that time without you, and we're so grateful for your love and your kindness then. You mean the world to us, and we wish you the happiest milestone birthday.
I first met Wes when I was his MP in Windsor. I had no idea of how great and how true a friend he was going to be until a few years later I had to face up to the wreck of my political career. Suddenly I was stuck inside our Windsor house, unwilling, unable to go out and face the world. So when the doorbell rang and I looked through the little spy hole in the front door, I expected only to see yet another journalist. But there was Wes. "I've come to pray with you," he said, and I must admit to being a little fazed by this at the time. But in he came, and in the following hours he spoke of God's grace in a way which simply had not occurred to me before. Wes stuck with me and guided my first steps through the ghastly public business which was to follow. Some weeks later we went as a family to the King's Church, meeting then at the boys' school in Windsor, and heard Wes speak on "Come, let us rebuild" from Nehemiah. It was a turning point in my life. As I sat there among a host of strangers, I thought that Wes was talking just to me. But I then realised that following the devastating loss of Carol, he was talking of himself and his family. And as I looked round me, I could see that he was talking to each and every one of us gathered together that Sunday. I began to see that the real change we all long for must begin within, with admitting our need for God's grace. I thank God for bringing me there and leading me on, and I thank God for those who pastor his people and unfold to them the words of life. I thank God that Wes came and found me when he did. His experience and encouragement, his faith and fortitude, the example of his life and work have been enormously important to so many people, of which I, happily, am one.